This is amazing. Every year, the NHS collects almost 1.5 million units of blood from donors all across the country. But this is just part of the puzzle.
Our own Rav Wilding heads to Newcastle to meet the drivers who play an unexpected role in urgently delivering supplies.
Space is at a premium in hospitals in the UK, so only a limited supply of medical essentials, like donated blood, can be kept on site. But demand can change in an instant, and when it does, the call goes out for an urgent delivery.
And the answer might not come from where you'd expect. Up and down the UK, thousands of motorcycle riders form a network of blood bikers, which support the NHS by delivering a free, speedy courier service.
One person who's been on the end of a life-changing blood bike delivery was Ria, who experienced a devastating crash on her motorbike.
A few years ago, a woman on her mobile phone pulled out in front of me while I was riding my bike. Couldn't avoid her, went into her and ended up being airlifted. Even though I was a biker, I'd never heard of the blood bikes until I had my accident. When I was chatting to one of the nurses, and I said, "How do you get your blood so quick?"
So these blood bikers actually delivered blood that you used. Did you realise they were volunteers?
Not at the time, no. I asked them how they get paid, don't do the work for the NHS, and they explained no, they save the NHS money by doing it.
The blood biker service directly contributed to saving Ria's life. To repay that debt, she now volunteers up to 18 hours per week. And today, she's organising deliveries as a team controller.
Control to butcher car. We can take calls from hospitals, GPs. They give us the details of the job. We then pass it on to the drivers and riders.
Are there any days that stick in your mind from doing this role as a controller?
A few weeks back, there was a lot of blood being taken to a hospital, 2 or 3 boxes at a time. You realise, obviously, you've got something going on there.
I mean, someone's losing a lot of blood at the time, so they desperately need this.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they had about 6 boxes of blood.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a huge amount of pressure on you and the team.
Yeah.
When your incident happened, did you think your riding days were over?
Nah, never ever thought that. Everyone was telling me that I'd never be back on the bike, and my answer was, watch me.
Just starting his overnight shift is Chad, who runs a tech business by day, but several times a month he's delivering blood for the NHS as a volunteer.
So Chad, how did you get involved with this group?
So about 5 years ago, my dad was in end-of-life care at a local hospital. I was there for 7 days, sort of bedside with my mum and my brother, doing the sort of nighttime shift, if you like. When I was like, I'm sure that's a BMW.
I could hear the engine.
1250.
Yeah.
So I was straight to the window, like, I wonder what these guys are doing, because they were coming back and forward. So looked online, registered my interest. So that's how I ended up.
And here you are.
Where I am.
It's freezing cold here tonight. A lot of people would think, surely you just want to put your slippers on, chill out, watch TV.
You know, you get to be a kind of invisible cog in that big NHS wheel, supporting the people that have helped you out. Last month, I had to take some emergency care home notes from a care home to a hospital. It was like -2 or -3, and it's a bit of a tip of the hat to me dad, because I was thinking, well, I've been here before, you know.
Blood biker volunteers need an advanced riding qualification and also undergo specialist training to handle those important packages.
When you're starting your shift like you are now, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to be asked to deliver, and you don't know who you're going to be helping.
Exactly. Sometimes there can be a trauma team waiting for you, or one of the doctors waiting for you to deliver the package, and then you know that something really serious is going on.
So I imagine you are very busy doing your normal job, and then you still find time to do this.
So you just fit it in, don't you? It's just a big Jenga game, isn't it, with time. And I think if you've got the time on your side, you know, some point in your life you might not be able to do this, or you might not be able to ride the motorbikes or whatever, and to be able to look back and think, well, you know, I'll give it my best shot.
Sometimes the weather's too cold to transport blood on the bikes, so the team also has a fleet of cars available.
So Andrew, we've just loaded up the car.
Yeah, we're delivering a box full of blood for the Great North Air Ambulance Service, which they'll then use should they get a call out to go and help people that have been involved in an accident.
So you are delivering something that could genuinely save lives tonight.
Absolutely, yes. In the last 11 to 12 years that we've been running, the Blood on Board services have helped save 750 lives.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, the unit's called Blood Bikers, but there's a lot more than just blood that you and your team transport, isn't there?
We do blood samples, notes, equipment, and we also do breast milk. Throughout the country, there are a large number of ladies who donate their breast milk for helping out with premature babies. We will go and collect donor milk and we will take it to where it is required.
I mean, that's something that a lot of people won't realise even happens up and down the UK.
Andrew also decided to volunteer his time after being personally impacted by the Blood Bikers.
2016, my youngest son had to undergo open heart surgery and had to have nearly a full body blood transfusion. And my thought at the time was this blood had to get here somehow, and thought, well, I want to be part of that.
The medical staff on the other side of these deliveries know just how vital the boxes really are. Emergency medical consultant Professor Bob Jarman tells me what happens next.
So the Blood Bikers, they've just handed over those vital supplies to the aircraft. How would that assist you and your colleagues knowing that's on board?
Well, in most patients with a major trauma, one of the reasons they become so unwell so quickly is often due to blood loss. When I get severely injured patients who come in, especially from the Great North Air Ambulance, they will often bring patients in who they're resuscitating with blood, which could be really a difference in life and death.
And you've got this extraordinary group of volunteers giving up their time for free to do that.
Out of hours or weekends, you'd expect a taxi or a courier to have to do that, but this costs the NHS nothing, so the savings per year can be ploughed back into real patient care. They are, the unsung heroes. The great thing is there's loads of voluntary organisations like Northumbria Blood Bikes who give their time up for free to support the NHS because they really believe in it, like we all do.
Hopefully, most of us will never need emergency life-saving treatment.
But it's good to know that if we do, there are teams of dedicated people in all corners of the country willing to give their time to ensure that vital resources are there when you need it.
Unsung heroes, aren't they? Absolutely fantastic people.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.